Hi, I'm Sarah Bramwell, the editor of fundoperator.com, and I'm here with Nicholas Wheeler, Chairman of Trustees at the Volvo Group UK Pension Schemes. Nicholas is speaking at our ESG Investment Leader Summit later this year, and ahead of that, I wanted to catch up with him to get a bit of a flavour of what he's going to be talking about. Hi, Nicholas.
Hi there, Sarah.
So ESG is a broad topic and an important one, but my first question is, how should trustees be thinking about ESG investment priorities?
They need to achieve their principles, their thoughts, the principles that are going to govern how they approach ESG. This should be all part of the statement of investment principles. We achieved it by having a morning's teaching, if you like, which was led by our investment consultant. And this established our key responsibilities, our key requirements in terms of ESG. And then they are now set down. In fact, I mean, obviously, we've put them through the employer, the sponsor, to make sure that they agree with them. But now they're behind all our investment decisions.
Great. What role does regulation and the regulator play when it comes to deciding on what priorities might be?
Regulation is very much there in the background, and it obviously forms a lot of the thinking that you have as trustees. But I would not like to think that it is the decider on the priorities. I think the trustees have to achieve their own priorities and have to use them to guide their decision making, guide where they're going on the ESG path. ESG is, yes, very much the flavor, and a part of that is driven by regulation, but trustees need to be convinced that it's the right course they're taking.
Makes sense. Thinking a little bit about the members of your scheme or schemes in general, when it comes to ESG, should member views be taken into account? And if we think that they should, how can we go about doing that?
A big question mark. The difficulty is member engagement, and trying to get that engagement is extremely difficult. Should members' views be taken into account? Yes, they should. But actually trying to get hold of those views is the problem. We've tried various things over the time, from focus groups through our newsletters, through questionnaires, but nothing has seemed really to crack this engagement question. We actually, particularly on our DC side, we have a very high level of engagement. We have about 20% of our members who are in self-select, which is higher than the great majority of schemes. But trying to extract the views. I mean, the great thought is that ESG for the younger members will be an attraction and will get them interested. But we've yet to see a real return on that. Yes, we have introduced ESG funds on the DC side, and they've had some support, but it's a part of our default. So that's got it well on the way, but it hasn't taken off really in the self-select. We have had an ethical fund for a very long time, predating ESG. And again, we've not had a great deal of support for that.
Great, thank you. Last one from me. What are some of the data challenges that you as a scheme face when it comes to ESG investment strategies?
Because there's no, the great challenge is there's no central discipline within it. And there's a variation approach when it comes to differing managers, to differing consultants. They all have their own view and their own measurement standards. And I think this is one of the difficulties. and hence all this problem about greenwashing, etc. That there is no fixed standard as to what is ESG. And I mean, you can go as far as saying, are green bonds, are the government's green gilts, are they really ESG worthy? And there's so many other examples you can come up with of things which are considered ESG. But if you go behind the facade, you actually haven't got the structure there that really supports ESG.
Lovely, thank you. It's been great talking to you, and I can't wait to hear more about this at the conference later in the year.
Thanks very much, Sarah.